welcome to the Bridetender podcast. I'm your host, Estee Gordon Levin, and I'm here to tend to the brides like I tend to the bar. So mix yourself a cocktail and let's get ready to discuss all things weddings. If you know me, you know I love like any kind of like tchotchke. I love any kind of like swag. I love anything that says my name on it. And I've been following Rae of Light for a bunch of years on Instagram, and I reached out and I'm so excited to say that I have Teddi Lightman here with Rae of Light custom bags to kind of talk about some custom gear for your wedding, because there's truly nothing better than having some stuff with your name on it that's custom.
Nothing better. It's the best gift, and it's literally under $150. Like, what could be better? It's the perfect price point.
It's a no-brainer, and it's good to have for your wedding, but then also just have for whenever you want to use it.
Yeah, totally. And we always say, like, you have your black bag in your closet. You have your like basic, like, have fun with it. Do something fun, do something unique, add a fun phrase. We have people add nicknames, glamma, grandma, nanny. I mean, people do everything and have fun with it. So that's kind of my motto. Like, you have your basic bag in your closet, do something fun and unique.
Yeah, you want to do something different, and it's nice to have a pop of color. A lot of people like don't tend to like stray with that, but I feel like in a bag like this, you can and just have fun.
Yeah, that definitely. And I also think that if you do, for those people who are listening who probably are like, but I like my basic bags, I like my black and white bags. I mean, our most popular color is this pearl white, which I actually have here. Just like a really pretty pearl crystal white. And like, you could do the pearl crystal white, like add your initials in the corner for like a really simple bag that you can wear out at night. One of my number one questions is, can I only wear this to like black tie occasions? And absolutely not. Like, you could wear it with jeans and a t-shirt, you can wear it with a sweater. If you're going on a date night, you can wear it with friends. I mean, the options are really endless. I wear mine anywhere I go. So it's just a really fun, unique bag. Also a perk, which I don't know if anyone listening knows, but they all have mirrors inside, and they also all come with chains. So let me see if I can show you. But they all have mirrors. So when you're out at night and you're looking to put on some lipstick, you could put it on in the mirror, and then a little chain as well.
You see that? That is a 2-for-1, people. And
2-for-1.
we love a 2-for-1. We love a deal over here.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to ask you, like, how did Rae of Light get started? Like, where did you come up with this?
Yeah, so I was in the fashion industry since high school, to be honest. I worked in retail locations in my hometown in Connecticut during high school, and then when I was in college, I interned at Saks Fifth Avenue. I interned at LaForce and Stevens, which is a PR firm, doing fashion PR there. So I immersed myself in a ton of different fashion outlets and different fashion jobs and internships before I graduated. I was really interested in just getting my foot in the door and just kind of testing things out. I graduated from Syracuse University, and my first job out of college was at Bloomingdale's. So I wasn't in the buying program at Bloomingdale's. I was in the executive development program doing customer experience, which is honestly really interesting because it kind of ties the story back from where I am now. I was working in store at Bloomingdale's 59th Street. I worked with customers. I had to work on weekends. I was like there wearing that like black outfit that you see all those people, all the managers in. It was like the hardest job, but like the most rewarding job. And I went through a full customer experience training there, which honestly ties back to where I am today, because I do a lot of the customer service, and I feel like my experience today like ties back to Bloomingdale's. Like, I had such great training on customer experience, customer management then. that it's helped me today. So just a little like point on Bloomingdale's, which I love. Shout out to everyone at Bloomingdale's. So I worked at Bloomingdale's for a year, and then I left Bloomingdale's and I went to Joie, Kern Elliott and Equipment. They were all like under one umbrella, and I was the assistant to the president of sales there. Then I became an assistant account executive there. And then I left Joie, and then I was an account executive at Schutz Shoes. I don't know if you know that brand, Schutz or Schutz. A lot of people call it Schutz. I was there. I loved it. I love my boss. If he's listening, I had such a great experience. And it was the summer of, I think it was 2017, June, probably, it was a few years ago, feels like yesterday. I got called into a room and they laid me off from my job at Schutz. And I was heartbroken. I was really upset. And I'm sorry, I have to fast forward. I like missed a little section of the story. So in December 2017, I think it is, my dates are all confused, I got engaged to my husband, Max, who I love dearly. And I remember we were on vacation. I said, I want to create a special, unique gift for my bridesmaids. Something that is different and something that they can use again, because I got so many bridesmaids gifts of like random, like, excuse my language, just crap, like things that I just like use, like candles and stuff that just like sat in my closet. And I wanted something unique and different and also affordable. I had a lot of bridesmaids and I didn't want to spend a ton. And I used my experience from my factories that I've worked with in the past and just a bunch of my connections, and I sourced and found the acrylic handbags. I created them for my bridesmaids, and this was in like January, February of 2018. I created them for my bridesmaids. My bridesmaids posted them on Instagram, shared them, and I started to receive a few requests from friends and family saying, I would love to have one. Can you make me one? So I made them, and I really didn't think anything of it. I was commuting back and forth from Philly to New York City at the time, working for Schutz Shoes and also living in Philly. And I remember when I was on the train, I would be doing like placing orders for the bags for friends and family. And it was just an extra side gig. And my husband was like, just do it on the side, run with it. There's nothing to lose. Sorry, now we're jumping back to the original story. So, I got laid off from my job in June of 2018. I was upset. I was devastated. I was kind of at the point where I was like, what do I do now? My husband and I were getting married in September. So all of my family and my husband were like, you have to just embrace it. You're going away, you're getting married, you're going on your honeymoon, like use this time. It was like a blessing in disguise. And I went on my honeymoon. I enjoyed my wedding. Like I didn't have a job or anything. I was like, I got laid off, and I came back and my husband said, so why don't you just do Rae of Light full time? Try it, test it out. I was doing a little bit of freelance for a few companies, and I did styling for Anthropology a little bit, but I really just tried to make Rae of Light a full-time business. And it's exploded ever since then. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, but you know what I love? Like, I feel like I can relate to you so much, because before you started your business, you really lived like 9 lives, like
I did.
you had so many different experiences within your industry that by the time like you started your thing, like your own business, like it was the time, because you had done
everything lined up how I guess it was supposed to. It's just crazy that I got laid off, and then I was about to get married. It's like, could the timing have been more perfect? I was like able to enjoy a few months without a job and just like enjoy myself a little bit before my wedding. I don't know anyone who's gone on their honeymoon who like didn't have to check an email or look at
Right.
anything and stress. Like I didn't have to come back from my honeymoon and like come back to an inbox filled with 200 plus emails from what I missed. So it was a blessing in disguise. Obviously I was very upset that I got laid off, but everything happens for a reason, and timing is honestly everything.
Yep. And now, because this is a wedding podcast,
Yeah.
and and I know you're not like, you know, a new bride to be, but like you're still like a newlywed. Still.
Also, honestly, I feel like I'm still a bride to be because I talk with brides all day long. I know what's up and coming. I know all these new things that people are doing. So I yeah, is that what's your question about the brides?
Yeah, well, I want to know, like, what was your wedding like? Like, I love asking people who, you know, are immersed in the wedding industry,
Yeah.
who got married, like, what was your wedding like?
So my wedding was in Philadelphia at the Ritz-Carlton. I went into the whole wedding process. I was like, I want to get married outside. I want to get married outside. I want to get married outside. And then after looking into it and after really thinking about it, I was like, I'm going to wake up the day of my wedding. It's going to be downpouring. And I know that that's my luck and I'm not going to be happy. So I pivoted really quickly and we got married at the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia. I wanted something really sleek, simple, sophisticated. It was kind of played off of the Edition Hotel in Miami. So like really clean white with green palm leaves and stuff like that and lucite. We had cheesesteaks at our after party. We had, just to keep with the Philly theme, I wore a Mira Zwillinger gown. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then for my after party, I changed into my grandma's vintage gown that she wore for one of my uncle's weddings. It was my favorite dress that I've ever worn in my whole life, and I was obsessed with it, and I got it tailored and fit to me. And then I also changed into another little mini dress. So I changed a bunch of times. What else about my wedding? We took really sleek, sophisticated pictures. It did rain. It rained that the night before, and it rained also that day, which I know is good luck.
Yeah.
And I think that's really it about my wedding. I mean, I loved my wedding. It was the best day of my whole life, and I wouldn't change anything. But it was definitely a specific type of wedding. It was in the city. Oh, this is what I wanted to mention. My wedding invitation was not a classic wedding invitation. It came in like a little box. It was black and white, and it was like very sleek and simple, but it was not your average wedding invitation. So I thought that was kind of fun.
It's funny when I got married, and I've been in the industry like since I'm a child.
Yeah.
It's, you think like, oh no, like I'm not going to feel any stress. I do this, but you feel so much more because you're like, all eyes are on me. This is what I do. This needs to be perfect. And
it's hard. It's really hard. And you want to like stick with your personality or your aesthetic, but you also want to do something super cool. I mean, it's hard to kind of pick and choose. But I'd say also stick with your gut, go with your gut, and do like whatever you and your fiance want to do. Like, don't say, oh well, everyone else is doing this, we should do this. I think that you should just stick with what you want to do. My sister actually is going through the process now. If she's listening, she's going to laugh that I'm calling her out, but her and her fiance are super casual and just like fun, and they don't want to do the whole wedding thing. They want to obviously like get married and have a beautiful ceremony, but they just want to have a fun, great party, and they want to just have all their friends together, not like a sit down dinner, not a whole speeches, all of that. They just want to do a party, and I think like go for it. You don't have to stick with like the original what everyone else is doing. Do what you and your fiance like love and what you want to do. And I think that's fun. I think that makes it cool and different.
Yeah. I think also this whole like era of COVID has changed the wedding
Totally.
industry so much, and people are, instead of having like a 300-person wedding, they're having like 120 people and putting their money in other places and just
Yeah,
going for those extras. Like, I'm not saying we won't see 300-person weddings. We will. And I have over the past,
yeah,
year, but things have changed so much, and like there's no rules anymore. Like
definitely.
there's no rules.
Definitely. I agree. And I think it's honestly, it's cool and different to to be different.
Yeah, I like it because now everything isn't the same. Where before
Yep,
it was very like cookie cutter, you knew what you were getting.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So to get back to the bags for a second,
Yeah,
um, when somebody's ordering something custom, so like let's say like for a bride, with like the date on it, or kind of how we spoke about, how long in advance should that be ordered? Like how many weeks does it take? Like how long
yeah.
should somebody expect for it to take?
So it does take 5-ish weeks. I always say ish because we ship it. I don't make them. They're all made overseas. We work with an amazing family owned factory overseas, and they're unbelievable. I always say it's not about the time that the bag needs to be made. It's that the bag needs to then get shipped to me. So with just everything, the world's constantly changing. Um, Obviously there's still COVID in the United States, but COVID is worse in other places of the world, and people just don't realize that. And it just causes more delays. So it takes five-ish weeks. Sometimes I receive a shipment in 4-ish weeks. Sometimes I receive a shipment in 5.5, 6 weeks. So I would always say, especially if you're getting married or if you're getting something for your bridesmaids, plan early. You don't want the stress of waiting on these bags last minute. So I would give yourself at least 8 to 10 weeks to order something.
I mean, I think that's like very fair. And
Yeah,
you know um when people are ordering like for a bridal party,
yeah.
what are some of like the trends that you see right now? Like do you see them all like going in specific colors, or that it's like everything is different?
I've seen actually a mix recently. My biggest piece of advice when I talk to brides all day on the phone, which I love, but I've seen like a mix. Some people are into doing something like timeless and classic, like a marbleized black with silver glitter, or something like really simple that the girls can wear in the future. And I always recommend that, just because you want the girls to be able to wear this to weddings and to other events for years to come. However, I've seen a lot of people do fun things. I've had at least 5 to 10 orders of bags, all different colors. Anna gets a blue, Tracy gets a pink, Chelsea gets a yellow, all different colors based on that girl's personality. And it's honestly really cool. It's different, and there's no rules to what color or what you need to do. So we've done a bunch of those. They've come out amazing. Our most popular combo right now, I'd say, is this confetti glitter. It's like a party in an acrylic color. I wish I had it here, but it's really fun, all different colors. So people are doing that on like a pearl white bag and like the confetti glitter. A lot of people, a lot of brides, or a lot of people who are getting gifts for brides are doing like the date in the right corner, kind of like how you see here. So they'll do, and we just launched a new website, which is fully 100% customizable. So you go on, you can see your bag from head to toe. You can customize the clasp, you can customize each side. We offer down double-sided. So you can do like your new last name with Mrs. Ronan on one side, and then the date on the other side. That's been super popular. We launched a pearl clasp recently. The pearl clasp has been amazing. So a lot of fun bridal bags, but I always say, like, have fun with it. You could add initials, nickname, really anything.
It's cool, especially in an like in the day and age that we're in where there's so many influencers and things like that, and people go by their Instagram handle. Like you could
Yeah.
even do something like that on it, which
Yeah,
is
and we've had people do that. We've had people do like their Instagram handle or what they're known for. Um, Also something that I just want to mention, which I think brides will, or yeah, brides will find interesting. I always say it's tough because if you're buying bridesmaids gifts, you don't know if you should use their initials or their name or their full name, or there's so many options. And I always say, if your most of your friends are engaged and are not married yet, go with the first name. So add like the first name on the bag. If most of your friends are married and they already changed their name or you know their last name, then do initials. Putting initials on a bag or putting initials on a bridesmaid gift makes it really tough, because I have so many gifts that from my friends of my old initials, and now it's like I can't use them again because they're my old initials. So it's just something interesting to note. I'm constantly having that conversation.
Yeah, that is really true. I feel like I see a lot now where people will be like Mrs. and then like the first letter of like their new last name,
Yeah,
which is good too, because
yeah,
you know that that's like kind of staying. So
totally, totally. We also don't do like the classic monogram where it's the first name, last name, middle initial. We do first, middle, last. I've always done it from the beginning, so that's what we've done. But yeah, that's really it about bridal bags.
now for since I always have to ask when like female entrepreneurs like come on the podcast. I know it's a little different than like outside of the bridal world. Like you're someone, you had like a whole career like in different like working for other people. Now you work for yourself. Like how does that feel, and like what advice do you have for, you know, other women who might want to like go after like starting their own thing?
To be honest, it's really hard. It's it is a huge challenge. And I think the biggest struggle that I face is that I'm the type of person who loves to collaborate with others. My brain works when I'm talking to others, connecting, bouncing off ideas off of each other. That's how I work. So, not saying that that can't happen in a small business. Of course, you can build a team, but you have to have money to build a team. You have to have space. You have to have a lot of these things. So, my biggest piece of advice is it's hard. It's gonna be hard. And you have to know that going into it. However, if you set your minds to something and you have a product or a goal or a company that you feel passionate about, putting yourself out there, I've made it a really big commitment and goal to put myself out there on Instagram, make a fool of myself, but really just show like the ins and outs of my life, my family, me wearing the bags, my failures, me ship, like everything. So I would say it's not easy, but it's also fun and it's different. And you just have to kind of push through and work as hard as you possibly can. I would say I wouldn't say don't do it. I think you should push yourself to do anything. Um, so yeah, that's really about it. It's hard though.
Well, I think one of the good things that you did, and it's something that I would suggest to anyone too, is you kind of started this while you still like were in your full-time career. So
Yeah,
it gave you like that ability to really like learn about this market and how to navigate it while you had a full-time job. And then it kind of all, you know, like you said, was the right time, like
definitely.
all the timing,
Yeah,
especially, you know, as someone who works with a lot of brides, but also was once a bride and you were once a bride, like it's tough around the time of your wedding to, when you
very.
feel like like you feel like all the pressure is on your shoulders, and then to be working and doing all of these things around, then it was kind of good that you got that like little bit of a break, and then
Definitely.
you're able to kind of like come back from your honeymoon, refresh, and like start, you know, really like go hard at it.
And I think talking about like the word break, because I think that's really important. I think that it's really hard also when running your own business to give yourself a break. You're on 24/7. Um, I sit in my bed at night and I'm still working, and it's really hard to shut off. Whereas someone who maybe does a 9 to 5 desk job goes to work, they do work all day, and then at 5 o'clock they shut up and they are able to enjoy their night, watch TV. It's definitely a challenge as a small business owner. I'm constantly on, and I think it's really important. And this is also for people who don't own their own business and just feel like they're constantly working. I think it's so important to take a break sometimes. Give yourself some time off, give yourself some personal time, go get a massage, go take a walk, do anything. But I think that's really important.
Definitely. I mean, I think we all have a tough time learning that balance, right? Like,
Yeah.
I know
And
I
that's also, it
do.
goes for also not even just working, but even like brides who maybe probably spend all day like thinking and planning and doing all this stuff. It's draining, it's exhausting. Like, take a few days to just like let your brain not stress about that one day. So I think that's really important.
Absolutely. Well, Teddi, I really want to thank you for coming on today, because
Yeah.
it's so nice to like get to see you face to face
Yeah.
and talk about what you do. And I feel like also getting to like meet you is, I have so many contacts that I like want to like hook you up with, that I'll be
You.
writing down and
I
sending.
love that. Thank you
and
so much.
and I appreciate you taking the time today. So to wrap this up, thank you all for tuning into today's episode of the Bridetender podcast, where we put out a new episode every single Monday. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And if you want to see this, you can go subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Bridetender and get to see me and Teddi talking via Zoom. If you're not already following Teddi on Instagram, go follow her company at Rae of Light on Instagram, and that's RAE. And get yourself some swag for your upcoming wedding day. You know, there's nothing better than merch with your name on it.
Definitely. It's also Rae of Light Custom. Don't forget the
Oh,
custom. Yep.
Rae of Light Custom, everybody.
Yep. You got it. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy I was able to.
Oh, yes. No, it was great. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please go follow me at the Bridetender for all fun facts on the wedding industry, ways to save money on your special day, and of course, hiring the best in the business. Until next week, mix yourself a cocktail, slide into my DMs with questions you want answered on all things weddings. Stay sane, stay healthy, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.